Hi everyone, it's Alex Ruff, your Member of Parliament for Bruce-Grey-Owen Sound, and my first Ruff report in, I don't know, it seems like forever, but obviously Parliament's back in session, the 44th Parliament. Right off the bat, my deepest appreciation to the constituents of Bruce-Grey-Owen Sound for giving me this honor and privilege of getting back here. But there's a couple things that I want to talk about. Hayden, what do you think are a couple things that we should address here in today's Ruff report?
Well, first thing, government motion number 1.
Yeah, so it's pretty frustrating for the listeners out there that the first motion that the Liberal government decided to bring forward was to actually stop being accountable by bringing back hybrid parliament. While the rest of Canadians and the majority of Canadians are all back to work, we have safe protocols, the majority of Canadians, and obviously the vast majority of members of parliament, well, they all are in complete accordance with the our public health guidelines. Everybody's either double vaccinated or have a medical exemption for not being vaccinated, and we all have been successfully participating in the House of Commons the last 2 days, but the government has brought forward a motion that the NDP are supporting to bring back hybrid parliament. We've all voted this morning and it passed because of the NDP propping up the Liberals to actually shut down debate. Let's not talk about this, let's bring it forward. And now it looks like as debate's going to conclude here in the next few hours that in all likelihood hybrid parliament will be back. Again, not a great way to hold the government to account, way for the ministers to avoid that accountability. And more importantly, from my perspective, it makes it so much more difficult to work together collaboratively and build those relationships with the Liberal MPs so that we can actually get the best legislation passed for all Canadians. Anything else, Hayden, you think I should bring up today?
Well, on Tuesday, we had the speech from the throne.
So yeah, Hayden, on the speech from the throne, broad in scope, empty in substance. How often was agriculture mentioned? 0 times. Our Canadian Armed Forces are military, 0 times. Labor shortages, not mentioned at all. Inflation, mentioned only once. So many constituents have reached out to me in the last little while, and what are their biggest concerns? Their affordability, the cost of living. Every industry cannot get enough workers going forward, and these are all huge concerns as we try to get ourselves and get the economic recovery back on the right track. Rural broadband, rural infrastructure, not mentioned at all. So just take a read of my statement. It's published on my social media. It's been released to the local media, and at the same time, reach out to my office if you have any concerns. I'm just glad to be back at the House of Commons, glad to getting back to work here in Ottawa, standing up for you. Thanks.